I believe I can start plumbing coming tomorrow and be successful. I'm nowhere near a plumber, but I know damn good and well I can run a business.
I 100% agree. You don't have to be about a painter to run a painting business. I know I could walk into any other trade business, knowing what I know about business, understanding the 3 core functions and an admin, and build that business.
So whenever he hired people in his business, nobody could live up to his standard. So he created this prison for himself, which meant that he was never able to hire people.
I agree with this dude, because on the back end of trying to be a better painter and you can do all the things in your business yourself, you create a prison. Because if you're the only one that can do the thing, you've created the biggest hamster wheel that you're going to keep running and running and running on.
3 project KPIs every profitable painter must be inspecting on their project.
100. If you're running a painting business, is your number 1 critical KPI. If you don't know what the target is, or if your team doesn't know what the target is, then I want you to make sure you take note of this. You have to understand. Hey guys, welcome to the Painters Circle, where we help painting business owners scale their operations, increase profitability, and gain more time freedom. I'm Taz Mullis, and in this podcast, I'll share actionable tips, expert strategies, and real-world insights that'll help you grow your painting business without burning you out. Ready to take your painting business to the next level? Let's go. Oh yeah! Hey guys, the team have got me back on reaction videos. I've had a quick introduction of how to use Instagram and TikTok. It's going to be super fun. I'm looking forward to what we're going to learn today. So let's kick it off.
These are the 3 project KPIs every profitable painter must be inspecting on their projects. 1, what's
I'm going to interrupt this. Theo and I, we go way back. This is probably going to be one of the most funnest things I'm going to watch. This guy's a legend, and he's probably got the number 1 piece of software on the market. Wink, wink. Let's check it out.
the percent of the actual hours you've used on site versus your budget hours?
100. If you're running a painting business, and I want you to make sure you take note of this, you have to understand your actual hours versus your budget hours, because your budget hours per project is your number 1 critical KPI. If you don't know what the target is, or if your team doesn't know what the target is, how do you know if you're going to get it? But more importantly, you need to track the actual. So what did it actually take to complete that project? So 100%.
2, what's the percent that you have already invoiced of the total contract value? And 3,
Yep. What's the point of not knowing what you're invoicing, what you're working on? You've got to understand where you're at. Because if you under invoice, you're not going to have cash flow. If you over invoice, you're going to create a situation. You're probably thinking, well, if I invoice in advance, I'm going to get the money I make. Yeah, false economy. When you get to the end of the job, what's going to happen is you're not going to have any money on the job, and you're going to be paying for it out of your own time. So make sure you invoice accordingly to where you are at that stage in that project. So that's number 2.
3, what was the budget gross profit percent? You don't.
Okay, 100%. You have to understand your gross profit on your projects, because if you don't monitor the gross profit, now if you're in different industries, say you could be doing residential painting, you could be doing commercial painting, you could be working on government sites, strata, insurance, whatever, or high-end commercial or commercial buildings, you have to understand what is the gross profit required for your business to stay profitable. So those 3 important points, make sure you follow this dude. He's got it. He's on a winner. More importantly, if you need some software to help you, I know a guy. On to the next one.
Owner who had unbelievable perfectionistic tendencies. So whenever he hired people in his business, nobody could live up to his standard. So he created this prison for himself, which meant that he was never able to hire people. The people that he did hire.
I agree with this dude, because on the back end of trying to be a better painter and you can do all the things in your business yourself, you create a prison. Because if you're the only one that can do the thing, worse still, if you can't let go and let anyone else do the thing, you've created the biggest hamster wheel that you're going to keep running and running and running on. Let's check out the rest of this video.
Cracked the shits and left because never good enough. Johnny, do it properly. Billy, that's not correct. Do you want to be that guy in your business that's constantly putting shit on your staff because they're not perfect?
You don't be, because it sucks. You're going to sound like a dick.
Or do you want to train and encourage them to be good so that you can go out, finish the job and get more customers? Don't be perfect. It's going to destroy your business and your ability to bring people into your company.
Yeah, I sort of agree. Perfect's a hard word. Like, I don't think there's ever perfect, but I have this little analogy that I like to use. Practice makes permanent. So just keep practicing on the thing that you're doing and make it permanent. Forget about perfect. I don't even know how to get perfect because the goalposts keep moving. Practice makes permanent. Okay, on to the next one.
Mark Zuckerberg may have just killed a ton of jobs in the construction world.
Wow.
Meta just showed off their new AI-powered drone system, and it's crazy. These things
Cool.
can scan sites, map out jobs, and even do basic inspections. Soon they're going to take over surveyor and project management roles. I think in the next few years, instead of hiring more people, companies will just start using more tech like this. Why wouldn't they? It's faster, cheaper, and doesn't take lunch breaks.
Listen, the reality is we live in a tech world. If we go back to like pre-2000s, I am that old. Once upon a time, we didn't have websites. So websites came onto the scene around 2000, between 2000 and 2005. We got our first website and we thought, oh, what is this new thing going on in the world? The internet, the World Wide Web, blah, blah, blah. If you don't have a website, you're left behind, and that's so old. Then we moved into software, job management software, where we could build businesses without spending $300,000-$400,000 on tech to build the processes in our business. Whereas once upon a time, pre-2010, you'd spend at least $100K to build a system in your business. Whereas now you can get it for like $100 a month. So the cost of automation and systems has significantly reduced. Now, on the back of automation, now we have AI. If in your business, you are not at least have a digital presence, have some basic automation, and thinking about AI, you're going to be left behind. It's a reality. Things are moving a lot faster right now. Now, I'm not saying you need to be an AI expert, but what I am saying is if you keep doing things the old, hard way, you're going to be left behind.
Meta just showed off their new AI-powered drone system.
Listen, I've already seen it happen already with drones. I can go back to 2015 when at my painting business, we hired an external company that had drones to come and look at jobs for us because I understood, how do I get on top of that building? I have to climb up there. We can do multi-story buildings. Like we've just completed a project that is 9-10 stories. So getting up there to inspect it, it's very dangerous. Although we got abseilers and ropes, we can have a look at it. It's much more efficient if you can have a drone go up to inspect it for condition and how has the work been done. So it's probably a no-brainer, particularly if you work in any area in your painting business that requires working at heights and or is dangerous. It's already been done today.
I believe I can start plumbing coming tomorrow and be successful. I'm nowhere near a plumber, but I know damn good and well I can run a business as a subcontractor.
I 100% agree. And I've said this many, many times before, you don't have to be about a painter to run a painting business. I know I could walk into any other trade business, knowing what I know about business, understanding the 3 core functions is input, throughput, output, and hiring and recruiting key individuals in sales, in scheduling and delivery, and in admin, and build that business. So don't focus on being the better painter.
In any trade, because it's basically the same stuff. It's dealing with the men, it's the logistics, it's the
100%, it's basically the same stuff. I've yet to find a much more complicated way to run a painting business. It's 3 core functions: input, sales and marketing; throughput, scheduling, delivery, the thing that you do; and output, everything to do with business administration. That's as complicated as it gets. Don't complicate shit.
contracts. It's like, no, you're not holding 10% retention, you're holding 5. I want net 30 from where, like, it's.
And the money is all in the communication. So your ability to communicate is going to determine the success of that business, because in the end, conversions happen in conversations that don't happen painting a wall.
That game.
That's the stuff that people don't see.
That's right. It's the insurance captive. It's having camaraderie with the men and knowing that you need to take them for a beer. It's the showing up on a job site and start saying, hey, bro, y'all are killing this, and I appreciate it.
I like where he's going with this because I didn't know it was going to go this angle, but it's 100% correct. The culture of your team is going to determine the productivity and the performance of the individuals in that team. Because if you've got a shitty culture where people don't get on, the performance, the output, the performance is going to suck.
Because it's hot right now, you start putting $100 bills in your tool belts. That's the kind of shit.
Love it. Cool dude. Just quickly, guys, if you're a painting business owner and you're overworked, overwhelmed, and underpaid, we can help. Hit the link below in the show notes to learn more. Now back to the episode. All right, on to the next one.
The electrical industry has the highest divorce rate of any industry in the UK. I've got a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful girls and a little boy on the way. The amount of time I have not had with them when you finish work, you go home and you go home to your family. Me, I'm traveling up and down the country. I'm in China, I'm here and there. I only got back from Ireland the other week. And that sacrifice that you have to put in, there's no real preparing for that until you're in it. And then you're lucky enough to have a supportive person there, or you're on your own and you can deal with it, or you can't. And that side of it.
Well, this touches a few nerves because I 100% agree. You don't know until you're in it what you're going to be sacrificing. And it's very hard to predict forward what are the steps you're going to be going through and needing to build and grow your painting business, particularly if you want to scale it. You're not scaling shit, grow it to anywhere near multi-seven figures without burning the candle at both ends. Like in hindsight, I can look back and go, wow, I can connect the dots and see what actually worked. But in real time, you're just hustling. You're moving, you're hustling, you're grinding. And the one thing I would like to share with those of you that are out there hustling and grinding is to make sure you consider the other areas of your life, because you've got your business life and you've got your financial life. Fair enough. You're ticking them and you're going hard at them. But you've got to understand there's other parts of your life. You can have your mental and physical life, you can have relationship life, you can have family life. Unless you can integrate all them into the business that you're building, you will drop the ball on one of those things. So I think this dude's onto something right here. And it's much harder to do it when you're in the middle of it because you're trying to not burn out and you're trying not to fail. But ultimately, you can't fail if you can build a business that's integrated to everything that you're doing.
That side of it, no one sees. That doesn't go on Instagram, right?
Okie dokie, let's do it.
Never charge hourly, charge flat rate instead.
Correct. If you're running a painting business and you're charging hourly, stop. You cannot win that way. This is what happens. If you charge hourly, you go, wow, at least I lock it in and I'm not going to lose. That's correct, but you actually lock in the upside. What if you could perform that task in half the time? Because being paid for time is not the outcome. Be paid for the outcome. So be able to deliver the outcome, pay off a result that your client wants. That's what they're buying. They're not buying your time.
Never split labor and materials. Instead, charge one lump sum. Never give prices over the phone.
Correct. Don't split it up. Give the person the outcome. Remember, I've had this conversation before where if you focus on the pieces of your offering, so the proposal that you're giving, we do this, we do this, we do this, with this, you're focusing on the wrong value to the client. The client only cares about one thing. What is the outcome that you're going to give them? Sell them, offer them the outcome. Focus on the outcome. If you sell the outcome, they get what they want and you get what you want. You sell the pieces, you get pulled apart. You get chopped up and down, left, right, and center. Cut this, cut that, cut this. Forget it. You cannot win long term. I understand those of you that are coming from a position of scarcity, lack, or contraction are going to go, well, I have to do it per hour and I have to do the pricing and materials. Well, you keep living that and keep sucking. We're all good with that.
Charge a diagnostic fee instead. Never hire on skills. Hire on character. Never rely on word of mouth.
100%. Skills can be trained. If someone's got poor character, it's too hard to correct that. Focus on the attitude and the skill sets of the person and they will get better.
Spend thousands on marketing instead. Never name your business after your name.
Yeah, I've done that before. Unfortunately, if you name the business after your name, I don't know where he's going to go with this, but my experience is it's attached to you and then everyone wants you there all the time. Well, I'm going to see where he's going with this because...
Get something memorable instead. Never charge hourly.
Yeah, make it cool instead. All right, went to the next one. TikTok, here we go.
If you want to scale to 1 million plus, you got
Scaling, my favorite subject. Oh, let's do it.
to start looking at how do I create the systems that create predictability in the stuff. Do I have a documented?
I think it's around the language. I understand where he's going with this. I think with building a multi-seven-figure painting business, scaling is the wrong word to get to seven figures. But I 100% agree with getting your processes in place. Let's see where this goes.
Documented process for what happens when a
Document them.
new person buys my thing. Do I have a documented process for finances? Do I have a documented process for marketing, for sales? Until you have that,
It's 100% correct. Where I burnt out the first time in business was because I spent so much time, probably 40 hours a week, documenting our actual processes in the business. And I learned that from a book called The E-Myth, but that's a completely different subject.
you have that, then you can't work your way out of it. If you can't work your way out of it, then you'll always be at the mercy of doing all the roles, which means there's not enough hours.
The gist of it is, once you have a documented process or system, you can give it to someone else and get your time back. That is the whole point of creating a process. The whole point is to be able to give it to someone else so they can do it, because you don't have to do everything in your business.
A week for you possibly to scale to $1 million in revenue because you're only one human being. That's the problem. If you want to scale to $1 million plus.
If I could scale to $1 million, by myself, I would. You can't. You can't. Well, that was fun. I have yet to learn the art of TikTok. I'm getting it instructions. If there's a short video on how an old person can use TikTok without stalling it, going backwards and forwards, please send it through. I'd love to know how to do it. I trust you enjoyed it. I look forward to doing these again soon. If you want me to react to any videos you've seen, or you want to see my terrible reaction videos to any videos you've seen, please send them through. I really enjoy doing this. I prefer Instagram, but if we have to do TikTok, I'll survive. Hey guys, if you got value from today's episode, make sure to subscribe so you never miss expert tips. If you want some support, check out the link in the show notes and see how we can help you. Don't forget to follow us on socials @PainterCoach. Stay cool, be well, and as usual, see you on the interwebs. Bye.